Hello everybody, my name is Geraldine and I'm a yoga instructor. Today we will have a 30-minute session targeting a yoga class for swimmers. We will work on the flexibility of the shoulders, the spine, the quadriceps and the hamstrings. As with any exercise, I would like you to practice safely. So anytime something doesn't feel safe or it gives you pain, just stop for a while and then continue where you left off. So let's get started by first lying face down onto our mat. Come in a face down position. Straighten out your legs, flatten out your toes, stretch your arms to your side, turning the palms face down. Turn your head to the right side and rest your left cheek onto the mat. Now, just relax every single muscle in your body, allowing that passive stretch in your neck to work. Relaxing every single muscle in your body, breathing in deeply through your nose. Just close your eyes and allow your whole body to just sink down into your mat. Feel that passive stretch in your neck. Just focus on taking deep breaths through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. Slowly lift your head up, turn your head over to the left side, resting your right cheek down onto the mat. Once again, relax every single muscle in your body, fall into your mat, and feel that passive stretch in your neck. Slowly lift your head up. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, spreading your fingers wide, bringing your elbows next to your ribs. Now as you inhale, lift yourself up. Now pull that center line of the front body up. Really broaden your chest. Press your shoulders down away from your ears and hold your cobra pose. Keep your elbows into your ribs. Press your shoulders down away from your ears. Lift the chest up. And the center line of your body, pull it upwards. Now inhale and just slowly lower yourself back down onto the mat. Now one more time. Inhale, lift it up. Press away from the mat. Now inhale deeply. As you exhale, look over your right shoulder in twisting cobra. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, twist and look over your left shoulder. Inhale, bring it back to center. Now lift the hips up and come into tabletop position, making sure that your hands are directly under your shoulders and your knees are directly under your hips. Spread your fingers wide on the mat. Press yourself away as you round your shoulders and suck your belly up towards your spine. Now, as you inhale, look up towards the ceiling, arch your back, bring the tailbone up into your cow position. Cow pose. Exhale, bring your chin in towards your chest, round the spine, tuck the tailbone under, press away from the mat, and suck your belly up towards your spine. Inhale, look up towards the ceiling, arch your back, bring the tailbone up, press away from the mat. Exhale, bring your chin in towards the chest, round the back, tuck the tailbone under, press away from the mat as you suck your belly up towards your spine. Inhale, bring it back to neutral tabletop. And just press yourself away from the mat, sucking your belly up. Now tuck your toes under. Push your pelvis back down onto your heels. Sit back onto your heels. Walk your hands forward, lengthening your spine. Look at that space between your palms and try to press your chest down closer to the mat. Press your chest down. Now inhale, lift the pelvis up. Roll the shoulders over your wrists. Press the hips down onto the mat as you look up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift the pelvis up. Sit back onto your heels. Stretch the arms out above you as you try to press your chest down towards the mat. Inhale, lift the pelvis up. Roll the shoulders over the wrists. Press the hips down onto the mat as you look up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift the pelvis up. Press it back onto your heels. Stretch the arms above your head. Press the chest down. Now inhale, lift the pelvis up. Press the hips down towards the mat. Look up towards the ceiling. Now this time, lift your knees off the mat, going into upward dog, pressing yourself away from the mat. Now inhale, lift the hips up, push back into downward dog. Spreading your fingers wide on the mat, lifting your butt as high as you can towards the ceiling. Push yourself away from the mat as you press your chest down towards your thighs. Maintain a strong downward dog position. Now inhale, lift your head, bring your shoulders, stack them over your wrists and come into plank. Lower your hips down onto the mat, look up towards the ceiling in upward dog. Drop your knees down onto the mat. Inhale, push your hips back towards your heels. Sit back onto your heels. Stretch the upper body and melt your chest down towards your mat. You can keep looking at the space between your palms. Inhale, lift the pelvis up. Roll the shoulders over the wrists. Press the hips down onto the mat. Look up towards the ceiling. Keep pressing away. Lift your knees off the mat, going into upward dog. Now inhale, lift the pelvis up and push yourself back into downward dog. Making sure to keep your fingers spread wide, pushing yourself away from the mat, lifting your butt up towards the ceiling. If your heels cannot come down onto the mat, it's okay. Just let them hover, but feel the stretch on your hamstrings. Inhale, lift your head up, bring your shoulders, stack them over your wrists, and go into plank. Hold a strong plank. Push yourself away from the mat, feeling your shoulders rounding, sucking your belly up. Now drop the hips down onto the mat as you look up towards the ceiling, going into upward dog. Drop both knees down onto the mat, push back, sit the hips back onto your heels, stretch the upper body, look at the space between your palms. Melt your chest down towards the mat. Now drop your elbows down onto the mat, lift your hips up and come into forearm tabletop. So now your elbows are directly under your shoulders and your knees are directly under your hips. Press your elbows into the mat to lift your shoulders up. Don't collapse your shoulders. Keep your fingers spread wide on the mat and tuck your toes under. Now, just inhale. As you exhale, straighten your knees and go into dolphin. Pressing your heels down onto the mat. Look down onto the mat, pressing your elbows down and hold your dolphin pose. Feel it in the shoulders. Bring your shoulders down away from your ears. Don't collapse the shoulders. Now inhale, lift the right leg up towards the ceiling, keeping your hips square. Exhale, drop the right leg back down again. Inhale, lift the left leg up into the air. Square the hips. Exhale, drop the left leg back down. Now, slowly as you inhale, walk in towards yourself. Walk 1 or 2 steps in towards yourself. Lift your butt up towards the ceiling. Press the elbows into the mat. Exhale, walk back. Go back into low plank. Pressing your elbows into the mat. Straighten your legs. Drop your hips down. Go into a straight line and making sure it's a nice plank. Now inhale, walk the feet forward. Walk it as far as you can go. Walk it in. Lift the hips up. Exhale, walk the feet back. Bring it back into low plank, pressing the elbows down. Keep a nice plank position. Inhale, walk it 1 step back into dolphin. Hold the dolphin pose. Lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Drop both knees down onto the mat. Flatten your toes, sit back onto your heels. Swing your arms behind you as you drop your forehead down onto the mat, resting in child pose. Just allow the shoulders to drift down towards the mat. Breathe in deep. Relax. Inhale, lift it up, and come lying down onto the mat, face down again. Once again, lie onto your mat, face down. Rest your chin on the mat, and open up your arms to the side 90 degrees like cactus. You're like a cactus. Your chin is resting on the mat. Your arms are open up to the side 90-degree angle. Okay, now inhale. As you exhale, lift your right hand up and bring it onto the fingertips. Bring your right hand onto the fingertips. Your elbow is pointing up towards the ceiling. Now turn onto your left side. Use your right hand, push, turn yourself to your left side. Bring this right leg behind your knee. And you can feel it in the left shoulder. This is a shoulder opening exercise, quite intense. So use your right hand to adjust the level or the degree of the stretch. The further you press yourself up, the more you feel the stretch on the left shoulder. You can drop your right foot down onto the floor if you can. If you cannot, it's okay. Now inhale, bring it back down, lie flat on the mat. Bring your arms back into cactus. Rest your chin on the mat. Now inhale, lift the left elbow up, plant your left fingertips onto the floor. Inhale again as you roll onto your right side, lift your left leg up, place the left foot onto the floor. Now use your left hand to push yourself upwards and feel that intense stretch on the right shoulder and hold. Don't forget to breathe. Don't hold your breath. And release. Bring it face down onto the mat again, back into cactus position with the arms. Now just inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders, push it back up into tabletop. Come back into tabletop. Planting your palms directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Tuck your toes under. Press away from the mat, rounding your shoulders. Now inhale. As you exhale, lift your right knee up to the right side. Now slowly start to draw circles with your right knee. Just draw big circles with your right knee. Feel that rotation of your thigh bone in your hip socket. Move slowly in tandem with your breathing. Move in line with your breath. Now reverse the rotation. Draw the circles the opposite way with the right knee. And bring the right knee back down onto the mat, going back into tabletop. Readjust your tabletop, making sure you're square. Tuck your toes under. Inhale. As you exhale, lift the left knee out to the left side. Slowly start to draw big circles with the left knee. Just feel that rotation of your left thigh bone in your hip socket. Move slowly in line with your breath. Synchronize your movements with your breath. Now reverse the rotation. Draw the circle the other way. Breathing in all the time. And bring your left knee back down onto the mat, going back into tabletop. Now tuck your toes under. Inhale and exhale up into downward dog. Come into downward dog. Spread your fingers wide on the mat. Push yourself away. Lift your butt up towards the ceiling. Press your chest down towards your thighs. Now inhale, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling, squaring your hips. Exhale, bend your right knee into your chest and swing your right foot outside your right palm. Bring your right foot outside your right palm. Now drop the left knee onto the mat. Okay, now slowly, you're now in 90-90 position. The right knee is 90 degrees, the left knee is 90 degrees. Slowly sway your hips forward and back. Slowly stretch the hip flexors by swaying your hips forward and back. So you're pushing your right knee forward. Exhale, bringing it back. Inhale, push the hips forward. Bring the pelvis onto the mat. Exhale, push it back. Inhale, push the pelvis down onto the mat. Exhale, bring it back. One last time. Inhale, push the pelvis forward. Bring it down onto the mat. Exhale, bring it back. Now close the right leg back into tabletop. Tuck the toes under. Inhale and exhale back up into downward dog. Press yourself away from the mat. If your heels cannot come down on the mat, it's okay. But try to feel the stretch of the hamstrings, pressing your chest down towards your thighs, lifting your butt high up towards the ceiling. Now inhale, bend your right knee into your chest, stack your shoulders over your wrist, swing the left foot outside your left hand. Place the left foot outside of your left hand. Drop your right knee down onto the mat. Now look forward. As you inhale, push the pelvis forward, bring the pelvis down onto the mat. Exhale, move it back. Inhale, push the pelvis forward, bring it down onto the mat. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, push the pelvis down towards the mat. Really push it down. Exhale, lift it back up. Last time, inhale, push the pelvis down onto the mat. Push it down, feel the stretch. Exhale, bring it back. Slowly close the left leg back in, tuck the toes under. Inhale and exhale back up into downward dog. Press yourself away from the mat. Realign your downward dog. Drop both knees onto the mat. Sit back on the heels. Stretch your arms above your head. Melt your chest down towards the floor, resting your forehead on the mat. Resting in moon pose, elbows down on the mat. Breathe in deep. Inhale, lift the body up and come sit in cross-leg position on the mat. Sit in cross-leg position on your mat. Lengthen your spine. Sit up tall. Roll your shoulders back. Press them down away from your ears. As you inhale, lift your arms up above your head. Stretch it up. Exhale, fold forward, dropping your fingertips down onto the floor in front of you. Now walk your hands forward, pressing your chest closer down towards the floor, but make sure that your sit bones are still flat on the mat. Just stretch out your upper body, pressing the sit bones back down. Now inhale, walk your hands to the right side. Walk your hands to the right side. Feel the stretch on the left side of the rib cage by walking your arms as far up as you can. Inhale, walk the hands back to center. Stretch it up. Exhale, walk the hands to the left. Keep walking the hands further up, stretching the right side of the rib cage. Inhale, walk the hands back to center. And inhale again, walking it back to yourself. Now, bring your arms behind your back, placing your palms together. Maybe I'll do it this way. Place your palms together behind your back, pressing the palms in reverse prayer. This is called reverse prayer. Try to bring your elbows back, open up your chest, and keep the palms together. It's important to keep the palms together. Now, if this is not accessible, lower your hands a little. Bring it down a little. But try to keep the palms together. Okay? So, in reverse prayer, with your palms really pressing in behind your back, open up your chest, press your shoulders back, bring the shoulder blades together. Inhale deeply. Exhale, fold forward. Try to bring your forehead down onto the mat, keeping your palms pressing together, opening up your shoulders. Inhale, lift it up all the way, keeping the palms pressed together behind your back. Now release your hands, bring your hands back on top of your knees, and just close your eyes, breathing in deeply. Just feel all the different sensations within your body, focusing on your breath, throwing out all the toxins within your body with every exhalation. Inhale deeply. Exhale and gently open your eyes. Now, slowly stand up on your mat. Keep your feet hip width apart. Wrap your fingers around your upper arms and just fall down forward like a rag doll. Just allow your whole body to flop down like a rag doll, pressing your elbows down towards the mat. And just gently sway your body from left to right, feeling the stretch on your hamstrings. And just allowing your body to go lower down onto the mat, giving the hamstrings a good stretch. So allow your neck muscles to relax. Do not engage any of the neck muscles. Just allow your head to fall down. The whole upper body is just flopping down. All you can feel is the sway of your body and the stretch on your hamstrings. Place your hands onto your hips. Inhale, rotate all the way up. Standing tall. Now take in 2 deep breaths. Inhale through the nose, raise your arms up. Exhale through the mouth, bring your arms down. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale through the mouth, bring your arms down. So lie back down on your mat, on your back this time. Lie down on your mat, on your back. Bend your knees up. Open up your arms to the side, palm facing down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now, straighten both legs up towards the ceiling, engaging your core muscles. Feel your core muscles working, trying to keep your legs up towards the ceiling. Point your toes and just use your core muscles to keep your legs up towards the ceiling. Now, straighten your arms up as well, facing the palms towards each other. Engage your core, suck the belly in. Now, inhale. As you exhale, lift your head and your shoulders off the mat, pressing your arms up towards the ceiling. Engage your core as you press up. Exhale, lower the shoulder blades back down onto the mat. Keep the toes pointed, keep the legs straight. Inhale. Exhale, lift the shoulders. Press the arms up towards the ceiling. Try to grab something on the ceiling. And release. Bring it all the way down. Drop the hands down onto your side. Bend your knees. Bring your feet down onto the mat, keeping the knees bent. The soles of your feet are flat on the mat. Keep them hip-width apart. Now, squeeze your shoulder blades in. Turn the palms face down onto the mat. As you inhale, lift your pelvis up into bridge pose, pressing the hips up towards the ceiling. Hold it there. Exhale, drop the pelvis all the way back down onto the mat. Inhale, lift the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Press it up. Press the shoulders down. Exhale, drop the pelvis back down onto the mat. Last time, inhale, press the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Press the shoulder blades down. Exhale, drop it down onto the mat. Bring the pelvis down. Now bring both knees into your chest and hug your knees into your chest and hold. Release your knees. Straighten the right leg out towards the right corner of the mat. Straighten the left leg out towards the left corner of the mat. Flex the feet in towards yourself and then allow the toes to fall to the outside. Bring your arms 45 degrees to your side. Turn the palms face up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your shoulder blades in together on the mat. Lift your chin up slightly. You're now in your final Shavasana position. Just relax every single muscle in your body and allow your whole body to just drift down into your mat. Clear your mind of all thoughts. Just focus on your breath. Allow yourself to look for your own inner peace and inner silence. And stay here for as long as you require to feel fresh and rejuvenated in the mind and in the body. When you are ready, you can just get up on your own.